Hello, guys. Hi, those of you who are watching. Um, this is not going to be a long live stream at all. Probably just a few minutes because Andrew is home today, as is Silly, as is me. And I just wanted to kind of give you all a little bit of an update and let you know kind of what's going on. Sorry, my eyelashes were stuck together. But and if no one hops in, that's fine. This is not going to be that long. But I didn't want to record it and all that stuff and upload it, so I figured I'd just go live instead. But we ended up in the emergency room last night, and this time we went out to Kansas City. We went to KU Med, and we didn't leave the house till almost 10. It was after 9:30, but before 10. Because number one, we were waiting for the car. Number two, we were trying to get the people who were going with me, Andrew and Ellie, trying to get them some food in their bellies before we did the long trek out to Kansas City. It was both a good and a bad experience in a way. It was a lot longer trip than usual for the ER. We did not get home until 7 a.m. That being said, this hospital is much more equipped to deal with my severity of issues that go on, like the complexity, I guess you could say, not severity. And bear with me, I'm really kind of in the nauseous phase. And anyway, so we went there. The nice thing is the waiting room was empty except for one other guy, and he was having chest pains of some sort. So they admitted him to the ER directly. And I had to wait for another bed. That was fine. He came first. But honestly, we were in a room within the first like half hour, and that never happens in our ER. Never. They have a pretty big ER, which is good. This is also a level 1 trauma center, so it's much bigger, and more equipped than our local ER is. So we got in our room pretty quick, and that's when the waiting began. I was a little frustrated at the wait time, but I understand, this is a trauma hospital, so they get really crazy cases sometimes. We waited about they did an IV and stuff within the first hour, I would say. And then that's when it was frustrating. We saw the resident. He came in. He's like, "We're going to get you some pain meds, blah, blah, blah." And then they wanted to do a pelvic, an ultrasound, and see where things were. So they took me down to do the pelvic right away, fairly quickly. We're talking within like 2 hours here. It was a pretty long wait to get treatment started. So they did the exam, and then they did the ultrasound, which actually took like an hour. She did a really extensive ultrasound compared to what I usually get, which I was perfectly fine with because I wanted to make sure we knew what was going on. One thing of note to update is in the ultrasound is that my cyst that was so massive has actually gone down to about a couple of centimeters again. It's like 3-ish centimeters. So that's good. That humongous cyst has kind of gone down, but I do have like 3 good-sized cysts and a bunch of tiny little ones. And the ovary is still the same size. It's still real big. And the one guy, they did finally after the what's it called? Ultrasound. They did finally get me some pain medication, which took a long time. The doctor forgot to write it when he went out and did the orders for the ultrasound and stuff. So we had to wait till after the ultrasound, which was an hour, to get him to write for some pain medication. So they gave me some fentanyl. And then about a half hour to an hour later, I got a dose of morphine, which actually really started to help. The fentanyl kind of took it down about a notch When they did the morphine, it went from like I was at about an 8 to a 9 when I went in there. After the fentanyl, I was about a 7, 8. And then after the morphine, it went down to about a 5, 4 or 5-ish, which was fantastic. That is pain I can deal with. Just to be clear, like right now, I'm at about a 6, 7-ish, probably closer to 7. We're going to be going in a minute, in a little bit, to get medicine. But so ovaries the same size. Cyst has gone down, which is great, but they're kind of like, why are you in so much pain if your cyst is shrinking, stuff like that. So they decided to run another CAT scan because I haven't had one in a little bit, and they wanted to just check, make sure everything looked okay. They did find that my adrenal adenoma, or tumor on the adrenal gland, which I'm not sure, that could be what they consider my desmoid. I'm not sure. I'm honestly not sure. But that has grown a little bit. Hello. It's the thing. That was Andrew. That has grown a little bit. So he does want me to kind of follow up on that, figure out. I know. They do want me to kind of follow up on that. I'm not sure who will follow up on that. Probably talk to the colorectal surgeon about it when we do see him. We need to know if that's my desmoid or not, but it did grow a little bit within the last month or 2 months, basically. So we're going to take a look at that. But everything looked okay. My blood work was okay. My white count is still high. It is constantly elevated right now. And that's something we actually really do need to look into, is why, because one of my blood works, it was 18, the next one it was 11, next one it's 13, 17. It's been all up. It's been consistently elevated for the last couple years. So we really do need to get that figured out. But that being said, they gave me pain meds, got me comfortable, and then I had my itching. Yay me. I always get itchy on narcotics, so they gave me a dose of Benadryl right before they sent me home, and I was looped out of my mind. Funny enough, the Benadryl actually does more to make me loopy when they do it IV than it does the morphine, which is kind of funny. But thankfully they did do an IV in here, so they were able to, one, do the CAT scan with the contrast to make sure they could see everything really good, and number two, they were able to do IV pain medication, which was great for me because my stomach was upset and I don't think it would have handled oral medication at the time. My stomach is still a little bit upset, but that kind of comes and goes with the pain. I am dehydrated at the moment because I was not able to really drink water yesterday. I got down 1 bottle worth all day, and I usually drink like 6 of these. So definitely on the dehydrated end of things. So that was not real fun. But I did manage to sit on the toilet and give them a urine sample. That is what I've taken to doing lately, guys. When they want a urine sample, I'm like, instead of cathing me right away, let me sit on the toilet and see what happens. Because sometimes I'll go, sometimes I won't. It really just depends. And I just honestly have to sit there and wait till it happens, which is fine with me. I'd rather that than the pain that is caused in my urethra from cathing me, because apparently no one can cath me very well with a straight cath. Anyway, that besides the point. They did write me for some pain medication for at home. Thank God. I really did like this resident and this hospital. They really didn't want to, he's like, we're not going to just send you home with nothing. He's like, we're going to do the tests we need to do. We're going to make sure you're okay and you're comfortable before we send you home. And things are kind of copacetic. We really do probably have to do surgery at some point because I can't put up with this pain. And I do not want to get addicted to pain medication, whether it be mentally or physically. I just do not want to do it. And apparently I looked it up, and it's possible that my adrenal adenoma is what is causing some of my weight gain. Depends on what type of hormone it's secreting. If it's secreting a specific hormone, it causes a lot of weight gain. So we kind of need to get those hormones checked to see what it's doing, because that could be causing a lot of issues based on what I was reading yesterday. So I'll probably discuss that with the colorectal surgeon on the 6th. But anyway, so we're going to be going. I'm just resting, guys. I am so exhausted and so much pain, so tired, so sore. So I am just resting for the next couple days because we didn't get home until 7 a.m. Andrew did stay home from work today, which is okay with me because, that's fine. But they're going to be coming out here soon, so I'm going to go ahead and close it up, guys. Those of you who are watching later, thank you so much for your well wishes and support. I know there's been a lot of you that have been really thinking about me. Hang on one second. And I greatly appreciate it. So until next time, guys, I'll see you later. Bye-bye.